Guys, if you've got a question for Dee Wiggins, please use the hand raise function and use it early just to make sure we can get to everybody. Dee, we're going to start with Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry?
Sure.
Hi, Dee. What's been the emphasis for you in terms of development these past 3 months? And also, how much is the addition of Charleston and maybe the improvement of some of the young guys like Xavier, how much has that helped in terms of pushing veterans, you, obviously, Mark and Mike?
It's more competition. It's more competition in the receiver room. You know, we working harder, we pushing harder every day. We learning something new every day in practice. Every time we watch film, coach get on us about the little stuff, about little details that's gonna push us to the next level.
And where your game where you've tried to improve? What specific areas have you and Coach Likens focused on?
No lie to you, I'm trying to improve on everything around the field, like everything. You know, no matter if it's running routes, catching the balls, getting yak after the catch. Like, I'm trying to improve on everything. I'm not just focused on one thing now. Like now, I'm trying to develop my game into knowing how to do everything, being versatile.
Thank you.
Dee, we've got Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny?
Hey, Dee, congrats on your 2 touchdown catches in the scrimmage.
Thank you.
Wanted to ask you 2 things. One, obviously, drops is a thing every receiver doesn't want to do. I'm curious if the coaches at all worked with you, either hand placement, changing gloves, anything of that nature, to try to, cut down on the drops. I know you guys do thousands of drills and balls are going to be dropped, but just curious, anything specific to that?
I just got to stay focused. I mean, like you say, every receiver drop balls. You got to play the next play. You can't just you got to delete the last play and move on. Like, you just can't dwell on that one play.
And then secondly, you've always been, I guess, an outside threat, very speedy guy. Who do you study at all in the NFL or at the next level as far as, other receivers, and who do you try to learn things from?
I study Amari Coop and Devontae Adams, like them 2 receivers that I mainly try to, look at film on, see how they run their routes, like slants, like digs and go balls, how they get off the ball releases, like how they move on press man, press bail, stuff like that. I watch stuff like that.
Thank you.
On them guys.
Thank you.
Got a couple more for you, Dee. We got David Furones from the Sun Sentinel. David?
Hey, Dee, I wanted to get your impressions on the 3 young quarterbacks that have been working out this spring, and then also your impressions on Avonte Williams, who we spoke to earlier in his first spring.
I mean, starting on the freshmen, the quarterbacks, them guys work hard. Like starting in the weight room, like them guys push each other in the weight room, and when it comes to the field, them guys get to it. Like it's not like they freshman quarterbacks. They playing like they've been here before, like they veterans. Like so, they doing better than any freshman would ever do. Like so, yeah.
Oh, and on Avonte?
Oh, and Avonte Williams, he's a great dude, man. He get to the ball quick, fast, and he's very aggressive. He's a great football player.
Dee, we've got David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David?
Hey, Dee. We've kind of heard a lot about, Restrepo and Keyshawn Smith, a couple of the guys who were freshmen last year, this spring. Just kind of curious that class, that group of guys, how much of a leap have you maybe seen them take, and how much does that just kind of keep elevating the level of competition you guys have?
Like since them guys first came in, they was all in. They didn't talk back, nothing like that. They looked up to us and see how we was working. I mean, them guys, they on our tails. Like they playing as if they starting. So I watched them develop. I mean, they grow every day. Like they grow every day. All the freshmen that came, they grew every day, and they work hard every day.
Last 2 for you, Dee. We got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan? Susan, you've got us? All right, we're going to go back to Susan. Dee, we're going to go to Chris Stock at Inside the U. Chris?
Yeah, Dee, we saw Cameron Harris's hurdle play that in the scrimmage. I was just curious, what have you seen from him this spring? What kind of spring do you think he's had?
I mean, Cam, every time Cam get on the field, Cam always gonna make a play. Even before the play, he even jumped over the defender. He even told me, he like, watch I jump over somebody. Like And look, it happened. Like, I mean, it was amazing. You know, he's a great athlete.
Is he doing something different this spring than you've seen before?
I mean, Cam always been a guy that always worked hard. You know, in the weight room, when he go on the field, like he's always been that guy. Like, so I mean, it's nothing really new. I mean, that's just Cam. He's a hard-working dude. He's a grinder.
Awesome. Dee, thank you very much for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir.